I'm doing this for research purposes. This will show people whether or not, I should have done this when I was 14. People are saying prayer is fake. People are saying doctors can cure everything, trust science. The mystical realm isn't real. There's nothing in space. They're also saying that our tax money should go here, it shouldn't go here, and we'll never have free health care, education, yada, yada. I'm doing this. There's going to be 3 parts to this. I'm stating that in 2030, which is just 10 years from now, so it's 2023, 10 years from now, the world will look completely different. This is what I'm studying. Life is completely different. No, 10 years from now, the world will look completely different. Just like when you walk out your front door, it'll look completely different. Number 2, the options for partners. I don't have one yet. You have Tinashe O, you have the woman from the store who's interested in my face. That was at the store when I came in as an Uber driver and was very close to my face. Janice Solar, the woman from Miller's who approached me when I was at the counter. She knows who she is. She came up to me and I'm sure she's aware. Janice Solar. So there's 4. The reason I'm saying these 4, and there's others too, but these are the only ones I think that'll work. Those are 4. 10 years from now, we're going to come back and we're going to see whether or not this is true and why it's not true. So far, since 2016, they've fixed every problem I had. The only problem I have right now is why I made this post. It's the same logic on why I went to the school I went to, and I'm outside for a very long time. We can acknowledge that this person had nothing to do with my timeline. And when people pressured me to be with this, it never happened. So I said again, the woman from the store who was interested in this for my face, she approached me when I was an Uber driver. My parents have money, we're rich, we have money. You have Janice Solar, you have the Miller's woman, or a server that approached, a waitress that approached me when I was at the counter. She knows who she is. She knows who she is. Tinashe. Tinashe, Janice Solar, the woman from Miller's. I'm sure they'll tell me their names, but we're all connected in some way, shape, or form. The woman from Miller's house and the woman who's interested in just for my face. I'm saying 4 because those girls can talk amongst each other. You're going to see, oh, that's why. You could see parallel similarities, you could see whatever, but the reality of the situation is that's where my eyes are, and you can even say this is a seed of truth. You can't be with everyone. You could if you put a sperm thing, but you really only have a couple chances to be with one under circumstances, which is, just reality. So I'm putting this out here. This is like a prayer, and this is a study. I should have done this when I was 14, and then when I was 19, so I could show people. We're not looking at this the correct way. Let's just document it. So from now going forward, the regular plan is to live life perfectly, but I just documented. People were saying this was supposed to happen or yada yada. This is data from this point to 2030. Why? You're going to see the world change. I'll leave this up here. It's like a time capsule. And then I'm going to revisit this and I'm going to play it for everyone, which, it's just like when I was in high school. I'm going to replay this for people and be like, remember, this is 10 years from now. This was 10 years ago. And I was saying this stuff, and they said everything didn't matter, and they were saying that all this, we're going to be able to come back to this, and we're going to talk about in real time in 2023 why I was doing music, or not music, but why I was interested in doing it right the first time, or I was very interested in what the study that I'm studying, which is predestination, flow of time, but fate. You're already, it's like the concept of, you are gonna meet that person at the same point in time if you restart your life 1,000 times over again. I met a whole bunch of people in my lifetime. So if I meet a whole bunch of people, someone's gonna stay. So when they say, oh, she's not gonna stay, she was never the one. Meaning stay, meaning regardless stay. Oh, we're gonna change. Just the point is, she would be here from start to finish if she was real. That's all I was pointing out. Doesn't matter if you go to Subway, doesn't matter if you go here, North Carolina. If it is real, she will stay, and if not, she'll have a child and she'll be forced to stay. And then if it's marital ties, she'll leave if that's not the way it's supposed to be, which means that she would break up with that person, say she made a mistake, and then she'd go and she'd be with someone like me and have another child, just like a child. I'm just showing people the stay part. This is all for data, and I'd like them to approve this because I've never been more confident about this study. It is the same person every single time, and when you finally see the children, it's going to make perfect sense. Like, you're going to see that this is the smoothest group of, like, it makes perfect sense. Like Isaiah's children, like they go to the same school. You see it perfectly. You see Isaiah was like this because his child needed to be like this because they were a good girl and they were going to marry this person. Or you could start to see, oh, Isaiah's, supposed to be the coach of his son, or whatever it is. Not the coach of his son, but he's supposed to be like available for his son. He's not supposed to be like hung down in a store or something. He's really supposed to have financial freedom, have a house or a place to stay at, and he's supposed to have or relive his childhood with that child, like children. You could even say there's a possibility I have 10 kids. I haven't seen that, but I imagine if I'm vibing year 3000, I probably have about 10 children. And I want this to play out. You have to start saying it, who's the one that's going to be fruitful, multiply with 10. 10 meaning like there's a lot of people. And I'm talking about, I have to look them in the face. You know what I mean? And I did not 5, 10. My parents have money. You know what I mean? So like 10. Like you're looking them in the face, 10. So I've prepared my life for that. I needed to see everything first. You're going to realize why I did everything once you see my children and you see them walking around. All I really want to get to people is not that you do it to me, but like this person was my decision and they are these things. So I can't say anything other than the truth. And not only that, it's their decision to do what I've done. And if they argue with me, we'll have to run it back. Why can't they do that? If it's at a young age, why can't they play piano and go be a young musician? You just saw that I did it. Why are we having complications or a musician or an athletic? Why are we debating when we can see it? That's all I want to point out.